Welcome back to CarScope, where we dive deep into the latest cars so you can decide whether they're worth your time, money and attention. Today we're checking out the 2026 Mazda 2 Hybrid AES, Mazda's compact hybrid contender, and we're going through everything, from the very first impression, to the exterior front, side and rear styling, into the cabin, how it performs, the price tag, and finally our verdict. So buckle up, and let's get started. Starting things off, when you walk up to the Mazda 2 Hybrid you immediately sense a tidy, refined little package, without screaming cheap city car. Mazda has managed to wrap efficient hybrid underpinnings into a car that still looks modern and purposeful. The hybrid badge gives you the promise of lower fuel bills, sensible emissions, and a more conscious drive without surrendering that Mazda design identity. For many urban drivers, commuters or smaller family buyers, this could hit the sweet spot. Economy with style. Now let's walk around the exterior. From the front, the Mazda 2 Hybrid strikes a balanced pose. The grille is modest yet muscular, the headlights lean in with purposeful confidence, the front bumper is sculpted in a way that gives the small car some presence, the bonnet line is gently curved, the overall stance hints at motion even while standing still. It doesn't look like a budget bargain rental car. On closer look you'll spot LED daytime running lights, crisp detailing around the grille, and air intakes that are sized appropriately for the smaller footprint of the vehicle. All of this sets a nice tone. This is more than just cheap and efficient, there's design attitude. Moving around the front you'll appreciate that while the Mazda 2 Hybrid is compact, it doesn't feel toy-like or stripped back. The details are clearly thought out. For urban driving, tight corners and parking are no problem, yet you still get a design that feels matured. Shifting our view to the side profile, the car's proportions are compact, it's clearly built for city life, but Mazda has done a good job of keeping the lines clean and dynamic rather than boxy or overly truncated. The wheel arches are subtly flared, the belt line gently rises toward the rear, giving a sense of momentum. The roofline isn't ultra low, which is good for headroom, yet it slopes just enough to avoid the tall box look. You'll notice alloy wheels, depending on trim, that bring a bit of flair, and the door handles, mirror caps and trim finishings feel of higher quality than you might expect at this size. The side windows provide reasonable visibility, both for driving and parking. From a practicality standpoint, the size means it's nimble when navigating tight city streets or when it's time to reverse into a space. At the same time, the design hasn't compromised on aesthetic, it still appears elegant and poised. The hybrid badging is discreet yet present, reminding you this isn't just a standard petrol version. Turning round to the back, the rear design is compact but polished. The rear lights wrap around nicely, and the tailgate shape is such that access for loading is practical. You still get a decent boot capacity for this class. We'll talk numbers shortly. The bumper design is clean, and you don't feel like you are driving a budget car from the rear view. The window is large enough to give good rear visibility. The integration of the roof's spoiler, if fitted, and the subtle trim touches around the lower bumper help elevate the look. From the rear you can happily park in a narrow city spot and still feel proud of the design. It's a good blend of everyday usability and visual appeal. In sum, from the front, side and rear the Mazda 2 Hybrid isn't flashy or over-designed, it's smart, understated, with a bit of personality. You'll get the sense you're driving something special in its class. Moving inside now, climb into the cabin of the Mazda 2 Hybrid and you'll find that while space is inevitably more limited than larger cars, the quality and layouts don't feel compromised. The materials used are decent, the switchgear feels solid, and you'll appreciate the thought that's gone into ergonomics. The driver's seat gives a good position behind the wheel, the steering wheel feels nice in the hands, and the center console, infotainment display and controls are laid out in a sensible fashion. For 5 passengers, the car is tight but manageable. 4 adults may be comfortable, the 5th might be a squeeze, as is common in this segment. Rear head and legroom are respectable, though if you have taller adults in the back frequently you might wish for more space. Boot space is decent for its class. One source quotes 286 liters with seats up in the full hybrid version. Carwo.co.uk 1. The seats fold down to expand capacity, and though not enormous, it's practical enough for weekend bags or groceries. On the tech side the Mazda 2 Hybrid offers modern connectivity, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, at least in many markets, help keep your smartphone integration seamless. Other features like climate control, driver assistance systems, lane tracing, radar cruise, etc., enhance the sense that you're driving a car built for today's expectations. Safety and driver aid technology are up to snuff for the class. The aesthetics inside are clean, with subtle accents and a design language that avoids being overly flashy. You drive it, you use it, you don't feel you've made a compromise on the interior just because you opted for a small hybrid. Now let's talk about performance and driving experience. The Mazda 2 Hybrid uses a hybrid powertrain, in the European version, that pairs a petrol engine with electric assist. One specification sheet lists the battery capacity at 0.7 kWh. Yes, It's not a plug-in, but a self-charging hybrid, and automatic transmission. Carwow.co.uk 1. On the performance front, for reference, prior data for similar models show a 0 to 100 km/h time around 9.7 seconds and top speed around 175 km/h. Wikipedia 2. In everyday driving that means you'll have enough punch for urban merges, motorway cruising and everyday use. This isn't a rocket, but it doesn't feel underpowered either, especially when you factor in the hybrid smoothness and low down torque. In town the electric assist means you'll get good response from low speeds, the engine will shut off when stopped, regenerate when braking, and the hybrid system will help maintain efficiency. On the open road the Mazda 2 hybrid handles well for its size, it doesn't feel overly nervous or harsh. The ride quality is comfortable, visibility is good, turning circle is decent, especially for city driving, with a quoted turning circle of around 10.4 to 11.2 meters. Carwow.co.uk 1. The steering is light but communicative, suspension filters the bumps well. On the flip side, if you drive aggressively or try to push sporty corners you'll clearly be in a small car regime. A body roll is more noticeable than in larger more expensive cars, and you won't get the throttle and shift aggression of bigger models, but that's not a criticism, it's simply what you should expect at this size and price. The hybrid system helps overall economy. Depending on driving style and conditions you can expect very low liters per 100 kilometers if you stay within town or moderate highway speeds. Turning to pricing, how much does the Mazda 2 hybrid cost and where does it stand in the market? According to one UK source, the RRP for the Mazda 2 hybrid begins around £24,580 and goes up to about £29,725 for higher trims. Carwow.co.uk 1. In another market, the non-hybrid Mazda 2 model in Australia shows prices starting around odd $26,490 for the base petrol version. Cars Guide 3. Keep in mind that exact pricing will vary by country, trim level, optional equipment, currency and taxes. For buyers this means you're getting a premium feeling small hybrid car for something in the ballpark of what you'd expect for a well-equipped compact. It's not the cheapest car in the world, but in return you get hybrid efficiency, brand quality and good design. In terms of value, you're also paying for the badge, the hybrid tech, and the refinement. If you're comparing against budget petrol-only city cars, the Mazda 2 hybrid may cost more upfront, but for buyers who want the hybrid benefit and a better feel, it's a compelling proposition. So what's the final verdict? The 2026 Mazda 2 hybrid ticks a lot of boxes for many drivers: stylish exterior, smart interior, hybrid performance that fits everyday use, decent economy, and a price point that is justified for what you get. It may not be the most spacious small car, nor the fastest, but it doesn't pretend to be. What it does is deliver a refined, efficient, desirable small package from a brand that cares about design, driving feel and quality. If your daily drive involves city traffic, commuting, short family trips, or you just want something efficient and smart that doesn't feel compromised, then the Mazda 2 hybrid makes strong sense. On the flip side, if you carry large loads frequently, have 5 full-size adults often, or demand high-performance thrills, then you might look toward a larger vehicle or sportier alternative. But that's not this car's mission. In closing, if you're in the market for a small hybrid that brings more than the bare minimum, the Mazda 2 hybrid deserves your attention. Thanks for watching Carscope. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit the like button, subscribe for more reviews, drop your comments below letting us know what you think of this car, and as always drive safe. Until next time, to pricing and specs.